Hello.
Good morning, man. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me all right?
I can. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I can hear you. Where are you at?
I'm on the Gold Coast
All
in
right. All right.
Australia. Yeah, man. Yeah. And it's hot as fuck.
Yeah. Is it your summer right now?
Yeah, man. We're like right in that sweet spot where it's like you can't do anything because it's too hot to fucking. But you're used to it,
I
I guess,
mean,
because you're in the
yeah, I was gonna say
Arizona desert.
this is during the rare 2 months that it's bearable. We have a short winter, I would say from December to February, it's
Yeah.
like uh you can wear a hoodie, but I'm already back in a t-shirt and it's February 1st. So
There you go. There you go. I mean, like, that's what I think of when I think there. I just think it's like hot and it's just a big desert and
yeah.
and just like big spiders and rattlesnakes and scorpions and all the things that can kill you. But I guess you guys think that way of us.
I was just gonna say that so many people when they're like, "Oh, you're going to Australia," I would be so scared, and they always mention like big spiders, and I'm like, I didn't see one when I was over there. Maybe I will this time. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe because man, Gate
Held
Creek,
a koala. I got to hold the koala. Know
they're the
that.
most dangerous of them all, man. Drop bears.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're actually kicking off your tour here in on the Gold Coast at Vinny's Dive, which is
There
cool.
we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
We haven't been over on that side of the country yet.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I mean, you did
I
Brisbane.
don't think.
No, you did
Is that in the same
Brisbane.
side?
Yeah. So Brisbane's like an hour that way, and we're just
Oh, all
down the
right.
middle. So, man, it's gonna
I
be awesome.
maybe I maybe I was thinking of the others over where Perth is.
Ah,
That's on the
yeah.
right. My geography, my Australian geography is not that great, I still have a lot to learn.
Oh, you'll figure it out. You'll get here and go, okay, yeah. So we're on the. You'll get your map out. People
Hmm.
get maps and go. We're on the arse end of the world here. Everything's backwards, so you flip it upside down, and then you go, okay, yeah, we're fucking here. So, but yeah, I mean,
Nice.
it's been what about a year since you guys came down? That was your first run. How was that?
It was great. I mean, last year we took a lot of time off from playing shows because we were working on our new record. But that was one of the few things that we did last year, touring wise, is we went to Australia. And we did some festivals in Europe during the summer, but other than that, we didn't do much as far as playing shows. So we had a really good time. I think it was long overdue. Usually bands now are starting to go Australia a lot sooner than we did.
Mm.
It took us many years. Um, and we got to play 3 shows. Um, so we dipped our toes in. We broke the seal as far as coming over to Australia. So now I'm excited to go over there and play more shows and experience more of the country.
Man, I know so many people that are keen to see you guys again. I know
Right on.
people like guitarists in my band went and flew to that into I think it was called Into the Fall Festival,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Confluence
yeah.
Festival. Flew to
Yeah.
that to see you guys. There are
Nice.
people that you've got die-hard fans down here, man. I think even playing the Gold Coast for a lot of people is going to be it's going to be mental, man. Like Vinny's is a cool little venue, and it's just
Hmm.
going to be people are going to be climbing the fucking walls, dude. You're going to have the best time.
Great.
Yeah, man.
Great. I mean, there's certain places that we go to, whether it's in the US, like a different state that we haven't been before, or new country or whatever. But sometimes you go and you just feel like these are our type of people, like these
Yeah.
people get it. And we felt like that in Australia because, it didn't feel that foreign to us. Everybody talks a little bit different than us. But other than that, nothing was really like we weren't out of our element.
Mm.
And the people, everybody we talked to was super nice. And yeah, like the kind of vibe of the show, it feels like what we're used to. We've toured the US countless times. So now when we go somewhere like that and we really feel like at home, we're like, cool, that's why we're coming back so soon, like it's been a year and we're like, all right, time to go back to Australia.
And of course, you're bringing Cruelty from Japan and Brisbane's World of Joy on the adventure with you.
Yeah.
Man, do you know those? Have you jammed with those guys, or shared the stage with them before?
As far as I know, no, I don't think I've definitely I don't think we've played with World of Joy. I don't think I've met any of those people. Cruelty, we haven't played with them either, and I haven't met them. I know that we have a bunch of like mutual friends. They've toured
Mm.
with some of our friends' bands. They come very highly recommended. I feel like we'll probably get along with them as people, but we haven't yet. I don't know if anybody in my band has met him. Maybe Izzy because he plays in Judiciary.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, we're excited. I think it's going to be a good fit.
They're a sick band, Cruelty.
Yeah.
Sure. Man, I was looking them up. Japan's got this. My best mate's over there now, and he
Mm.
goes to these little underground clubs and sees just random bands. And he's, man, Japan's got these sickest like little scenes popping up with like these little death metal bands and playing with like what they call idol bands and stuff like that. It's a cool little thing they got going on. Do you seek out that kind of stuff when you're on tour? If you got a day off, you're like, I've got to find the most underground, most brutal local band I can find.
um, I mean, usually in our band, we're not really the big partiers, so but I would say we still party, like we're not necessarily like, crushing a bunch of beers or whatever it is. But we find ways to like get wild, and usually that involves food. So like I
Sick.
would say that's what we seek out when we're at a new place. We're like, what's the food all about here? Like I'm like, what kind of weird energy drinks do they have here? Like what kind of weird candy do they have? And what's the local cuisine? We got to try if they have some if and say we're in Australia and there's probably, they'll send someone from Australia out with us to be our guide, and we'll just be like, hey, what's the weird food here? Like what do you guys eat here that is kind of um, unique to the region? So we'll try that. I do like to go, like we like to just see normal touristy stuff. If we can go to a record store, I try not to buy records on tour just because they're kind of a pain
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
cart around, but I usually will buy like I'll try to find some cool shirts or pretty much anything besides records. Just because I don't want to have to deal with it. Maybe sometimes I will either way, be like, I'm just going to buy this because I'm not going to find it somewhere else. But
Yep.
I like to go into record stores and just like look around, just like see what they have, maybe find some tapes, find some shirts or whatever it is. It's always a good way to kill some time and see some new stuff in a city.
Beatniks on the Gold Coast, mate. If
Beatniks.
you're gonna, yeah, man. Yep. Head down to
All right.
Beatniks, get someone to drive you down there. Mad record store, dude. Just to pop in and see what they got. They're
Mm,
good people. So
yeah.
that's my and Bunnings. If you want to try our cuisine, Bunnings, where you get a sausage on some bread. That's the Australian cuisine. Is
I'm adding it to my notes right now.
There you go. Beatniks and Bunnings, which is a hardware store, which is a weird thing to say. People will go there.
I'll,
It's like a hot dog, except it's not a hot dog. It's just sausage on bread with some onion and some sauce. That's like Australian as you can get. And a meat pie, of course.
all right. That's like the blue collar Australian meal.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
There you go. That's
There
my
we go. Right up
recommendation.
my alley. Yeah.
And of course, you're an artist as well. You did your flyer art and stuff like that, which is sick. Do you do
Thank you.
the CD cover art and stuff too? Is that you?
No, I mean I oversee all of the art stuff, kind of, I guess you would call it like curating all of
Mm.
it, or our art directing. I do some of it myself, like you mentioned the flyers and maybe some merch stuff, but I'm usually commissioning somebody to do some original art for album covers. try to find someone that has a cool like painting, and not only a paint, but like it has to be a real painting, like with the paintbrush on a
Mm.
canvas. Um, so for album art, it's a specific thing of I got to find someone that does painting. And for like a shirt design, it could be whatever type of style that it's we're going for is find the right person that will draw it with a ballpoint pen or something. So it kind of all filters through me in the end because I'm putting it all together.
Mm.
But I truly enjoy working with other artists to collaborate on things, whether it's a flyer, t-shirt, design, album cover, whatever it is. Or even, that even extends to photos and videos and everything. I'm very interested in visual arts, as well as music, of course.
Mm.
So when I get to work with other people and, it's like, hey, I like your art. Maybe they'll say, hey, I like your band. Cool, let's work on something together. Sometimes the styles might be different, but we always find a way to work, meet in the middle of styles. Say I'm working with an artist that an illustrator or something that usually the stuff that they make is not necessarily for a metal band or a death metal band. But if they're into it and they're down to like, they usually have fun with it, but it's like kind of meeting in the middle of our two styles. That's the stuff that's always the coolest to me. It always turns out pretty unique because it's not what people would expect from them, and it's not something that people would expect from us.
Do you get heaps of bands hitting you up for logos and artwork now that you know that it's out there? Because
Yeah, I mean, I used to when I several years ago, I definitely did a lot more stuff for other bands. Um, but I kind of stopped taking on new stuff just because I was so busy with my own stuff.
yeah.
And I'm not that like prolific of an artist, and that is applies to even music. Like I'm not I write a lot of I've written songs. I've contribute to the writing process of Gatecreeper, but it's not like I'm churning out, like 50 songs a year. So for the graphic design stuff, I've done stuff for other bands in the past, but once you kind of slow down and you stop, posting new stuff that you've done, then it kind of slows down or people
Mm.
hitting you up to do something. So I stay busy doing that stuff. I recently kind of got a new job or a new calling, if you will, or a new title, working with some other bands, helping them put together, merch designs
Yeah,
and
awesome.
flyers and stuff. So I definitely like to do, I like to do that. But for me, it's more, I get more fulfillment out of doing, working with bands that are, I would say, like kind of not in the same lane as Gatecreeper, you know?
Yeah.
If there's if someone's in like a newer death metal band and they're like, oh, I like the Gatecreeper stuff, I want to have you do, like, it's not that I don't want to, I'm opposed to that, but
Mm.
that's not as fun or fulfilling to me as like say like a punk band or like even if it's like a pop artist or something that they want to work with me to do something that's more appealing to me.
There you go. And before you mentioned that there's a new album on the way.
Mhm.
Now, what's the structure of it going to be like? Because the last one, which was fucking amazing, I'm trying to remember the name of it now because I'm having
An
one.
unexpected reality.
That's the one. I'm having
There
an
you go.
early morning here, man. Forgive me. 1 minute song, 1 minute song, 1 minute song, 11-minute fucking sludge epic. Is it gonna be around the same sort of structure, or is it? Or give us a little bit of a tease, man.
Sure. That record, which came out 3 years ago now, it was its own thing. Like we in our band, we consider like an EP to be something that's like we have a little bit more wiggle room to be creative with it. It's not our full length. I would refer to it as like a side quest.
Yeah.
It's like we can kind of try some stuff out. There's a little less risk involved of before we commit to like, hey, if we're gonna put out a new full length, like we want to have a very specific vision or like this is what we're trying to do. And you're really committing to it, because that's going to be the direction for your band moving forward. But for an EP, it's like, oh, we can try some things out. It doesn't, we might only do it for this record. And we just had fun with it for that. The idea is one side's fast and short songs, the other songs are really long, slow song. So the contrast of those two is a big part of the whole presentation of it. So for the new record, which is coming out this year, it's not announced yet, but the record is not going to be out by the time we're in Australia, but there's going to be new songs. There's going to be new material that will be out by the time we're over there. So look for that. I'm looking forward to that. And we'll say that the direction of it is, more of us just kind of adding some new flavors in there. There's maybe some familiar flavors from our past records. There's going to be some new stuff that people are probably surprised by, but we're always kind of fine tuning. And I feel like our influences are always the same since the beginning. And we're not necessarily like removing any influences, but we're constantly adding more things into the pot, more ingredients into the pot. So I think it's a clean, it's like every band says their new record is their best one or whatever it is. So it doesn't, I don't even need to say it, but that's how I feel.
Say it. No, I'll give you a pass. I'll give you a pass. But I'm keen to hear it, man. You're gonna smash some of those out live. You're gonna give us,
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be playing some new songs in Australia for sure.
That's going to be sick. And of course, man, you've toured with so many great bands like Cannibal Corpse and Obituary and Dying Fetus, and you're going to be hitting the road with In Flames as well, which is sick.
Yeah.
What's left on the bucket list for you, man? Because that pretty much ticks off the heavy hitters.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. If we did have if we had a whiteboard with like the hit list on it, what's that? In Billy Madison, where Steve Buscemi's characters?
Use that a lot.
People to kill.
Yeah, the kill list.
The kill list is pretty checked off at this point for sure. I mean, you nailed it all. Cannibal Corpse, Obituary, Dying Fetus. Like we've got to do all that. There's definitely some stuff that's still on there. I would say one that's maybe surprising, but is on our collective hit list as a band. It would be Amon Amarth.
Oh, I thought you played with them on Amarth.
We did play a show. We played a show with them. We went and played just one show, but we would love to do an on a Marth tour. I mean, maybe that's a little bit of a hint of a little bit of some vibes on the new record.
Yeah.
But we like the band. We respect what they do. We respect that they're a death metal band that's been able to take it like to a height that not many death metal bands had done before. So that's something that's interesting to me. And it's I would consider us as a band fans of Amon Amarth. And yeah, hopefully that's something that we can make happen.
Fucking A. Vikings. Everyone loves Vikings.
Yeah.
Shit's awesome. But of course, I mean, you got the new album on the way. You touring Australia, In Flames as well. What about what's coming up? Is there anything else that you're looking forward to for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big year for us. This is our record's coming out. We spent a long time on this record. So everything has been leading up to this year, or what is coming up. So we've spent the last year or two planning all this stuff, and now it's finally starting to get rolled out. So it's going to be a very busy year for us. New record is out, and because of a new record being out, we're going to be touring a lot. So some of the tours have been announced so far. There's still more that haven't been announced yet. There's still that are still being booked right now. But after taking last year off, like we're kind of looking at this year, like, all right, let's get back at it. It's full steam ahead.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, we can't wait to see you down here in Australia very, very soon. I'll see you at Vinny's. I'll probably be wearing a helmet and shoulder pads because it's going to get fucking crazy. Man,
yeah, make sure you come and say what's up.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. But in the meantime, man, we'll have all the links down here in the show notes and on the website. Brother, take care, and we will see you very soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, man. And sorry I fucked up the album title because it's early and I was like, it was right. Yeah.
It's all right.
And,
Yeah, I might have forgotten as well, but the person that I just did the interview with also asked me about it, so it's
oh
fresh on
man,
my
I should
mind.
know. I've been listening to it for fucking forever. But anyway, have a good one, bro.
It's all good. Yeah, man. I'll see you. I'll see you in a couple months.